What's going on, everybody? Beware here. Welcome to the Comment Corner. As usual, this video will be super freeform. I'm just going to talk about comments that I've received, and they may even be comments that I've already replied to. So, here we go. This first comment was on my Doctor Who 12th Doctor video, and it comes from Ladco77. And they say, the tragedy of the Doctor never finding out Missy had changed speaks directly to the quote from Extremis. Yes, it does. Missy's decision to stand with the Doctor only to die before he finds out epitomizes good is good in the final hour in the deepest pit, without hope, without witness, without reward. Virtue is only virtue in extremis. Yes, exactly. This is the thematic writing that I love about Series 10. It tied into the finale in the exact same way that in the Russell T Davies era with the 9th and 10th Doctor, they had plot elements that would tie into the finale. This is subtler, it's smarter, and it's more impactful than, the Bad Wolf or the Four Knocks. Instead of having this very surface level thing tie into the finale, this is something you actually have to think about. This sticks with you. Not only do I think that that's a really good message, the whole virtue is virtue only in extremis, but I think that having the Doctor teach us that as the audience, because he kind of acts like a teacher, and then having Missy show us that, and they don't blatantly throw it in our face, I think that's beautiful and subtle and smart. And that's one of my favorite things about Series 10. You hit the nail on the head exactly. And I would like to point out that this subtlety and this universality of the lessons, the morals of each story is something that's missing in Series 11. And I'm going to talk about that in a future video. So this next comment comes from my Star Wars Shaky Future video, and this is by Judson. And he said, didn't, at least in Legends, Palpatine clone himself and then put his soul into the clones? Yes, I remember hearing about that. I think I saw something related to that in like a YouTube video. Somebody was talking to it. The expanded universe is super crazy. At one point, I'm pretty sure Luke used the Force to close a black hole. I know there's multiverse theory. Luke has a kid, and that turns evil, I think. It might be best to avoid redoing these exact plot points in the Star Wars movies, but to vaguely adapt them would be more interesting, I think. In the same way that, if you look at the Marvel movies, they'll take a concept like Civil War, and then they will adapt it. It's not shot for shot. It's not the exact same characters, and it's not the exact same plot, but conceptually it's the same. So if you wanted to take something like Palpatine coming back through his clones, instead of just having, he cloned himself and then he put his soul in the clones, you could do something like somebody else cloned him without his knowledge and then brought him back. And he didn't know about it. You could change it up in that way. If you do an exact word-for-word, shot-for-shot remake of the books, all the people that read the books are going to know exactly what happens, and all the people that didn't read the books are likely not going to enjoy them, because if I'm being honest, the expanded Star Wars universe is not very good. There's some good ideas, but I don't think Star Wars expanded universe is very good, in my opinion. But I don't know that much about it, so maybe I'm wrong. So this last comment was on my Naruto video. It was by Angel Fletcher, and they say, I watched the English dub version on Netflix. It's the only kind of anime I watch is dubbed. So I kind of wanted to comment what I watched dubbed versus subbed. Here's the thing. I don't think that there's an inherent quality difference. So one series might have a really, really good dub, and then a different series might have a terrible dub. And so because of that, I'm not diehard for either or. I know some people are like, if you watch the sub only, well, then you're just an idiot. Or if you only watch the dub, then you're not cultured enough. I think that's dumb. I think it's stupid. Either is good. For Naruto, I prefer the dub, but I had to watch the sub for the very end of it because everything from the Fourth War up through Kaguya and all of that had not been dubbed yet. And the sub was very good. Like, the voice actors were great. But there's specific things that I prefer. Like, for instance, Madara, I love, love, love Madara's English voice. It makes him so cool and menacing, but his subbed voice is different. It's just different, and I didn't like it. Didn't mean it was bad. It didn't mean that the voice actor did a bad job. It's just there's preferences. And I think if people were a little nicer to each other, I think that this wouldn't be such a hotly contested thing. There are some shows where I'll watch both, and I like both. My Hero Academia is a great example. I first watched the sub, and then I've later watched parts of it dubbed, and I love both. I think that especially Chris Sabat as All Might, I mean, he's fantastic. And then the guy who plays Deku, I think they're all great. So the sub and the dub are great for some shows, but I'm not diehard either way, so I'll do whatever. And that's going to be it for today. Thanks for spending some time in the comment corner. Stay frosty.